I need to do something with my life, and I feel like I can do that. So this is a major step for me, and it's going to be a hard work to put in, but I know I can do it.
I know about college a little bit since I went to community college, but this is totally different. This is like Carolina.
People are going to tell you what's going to happen when you get here, but you're not going to know until you actually experience it yourself.
This has been a new, great experience, a new chapter of my life.
The beauty of transfer students is that you can't pin it down to just one type of student. Transfer students are coming from every possible different type of institution there is. We've got transfer students coming from North Carolina community colleges. We have transfer students coming from four-year institutions, both within the state and out of the state. We have transfer students coming from all over the world. Transfer students coming from Africa and Israel and Hong Kong. So all of these different types of transfer students bring a great deal of diversity to our university. They also bring a diverse set of needs, and it's important that administrators and advisors pay attention and work to accommodate those different needs.
At the time, my choices were limited as far as college, and it wasn't really an option to me. My parents didn't go to college, so I didn't think about going to college. I just wanted to work to maintain. I didn't think I would get into a four-year college with my high school grades, and my grades at Wake Tech were not astonishing. They were just average. So when I found out I got admission into Carolina, I was pretty excited. That was better than a scholarship check for me. When I transferred here, everyone said that college transfer students have it the roughest, and that their grades always drop because they're coming from either a technical college or another university, and it's not taught the same. So I was expected to have a lower GPA here than I was at Wake Tech. And when I got here, I busted my butt and I made the dean's list. And so that was great for me, and that was a great achievement. My first biology class here was the first semester, and I remember getting my test back, and it was a 46, and I was like, oh, that's out of 50, and she said that's out of 100. So that was an eye-opener for me. So I busted my butt and got a B+ out of that class. I was here because I wanted to be here. 100% wanted to be here, and I worked hard to get here, so I didn't waste any moment and I didn't take anything for granted, when there could be other students who, you know, came here just because they wanted to come here, their parents went here, or different motivations, but I was here because I worked hard to be here, so that was a pushing factor for me, and that made me want to do well, just to prove it to myself. And at the end of the day, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what job I have a degree from Carolina, and no one can take that away.
Being a student at UNC means I'm a Tar Heel. It means I have a future. It means that I'm proud of where I come from, being from North Carolina. I've lived in Fayetteville my whole life. It's been a really big difference coming to UNC. I honestly did feel overwhelmed when I first got here. It was a really big change for me. My main motivation from going to Fayetteville Tech to UNC was money. I did not want to be a burden on my family. Plus, I knew if I went to a community college first, I might be able to receive scholarships and grants there. My biggest challenge being a transfer student at UNC is not being around my family. They're my best friends, and they mean the world to me. Being here has made me a lot more independent. Not being able to rely on my family as much as I used to living in Fayetteville is a really big change for me. I have to rely on myself more. It's been a very life-changing experience coming here. During summer orientation, I spent the night at one of the dorms thinking, oh gosh, I'm not gonna like this one bit, and it's completely turned around for me, so I'm very grateful. It just means a lot to me because I know I'm gonna get a great education. I know I can go far with this degree, and it has the name North Carolina UNC-Chapel Hill.
I was in class or not in class, skipping class, and the other 18-year-old kid on the news was standing by a wall with a gun so that I could do that. I just thought that was complete crap. You know, I didn't want to be 60 and tell my grandkids and kids about the war that I read in a newspaper. I was in Afghanistan 1 month, and the next month I was in the States as a Marine, and the following month I was a brand new kid walking around UNC. What I'd been doing for the last 5 years did not transfer. It didn't matter how much I knew about weapons or night vision goggles or any of that stuff, because they were asking me about, you know, the Paleolithic period, and I don't know, but I'm a really good shot. It doesn't matter. So that was hard, being Jacob Risky and not Sergeant Risky. It was difficult to transfer to. I didn't need somebody to call me Sergeant. I wasn't used to being, yo dude. I took a ton of classes in the Marine Corps, and they took nothing. They took none of my classes, none of my even ACE accredited classes, which is frustrating because they were hard. As a transfer student, they expect you to be a freshman and pay your dues, and that's not fair. I've paid my dues, and the other transfer students have paid their dues. They've been a freshman somewhere, and so for them to come in and be expected to, well, you're going to slip up a couple times, and you know, we're not going to hold your hand. You got to learn to do it on your own. I know how to do it on my own. I just don't know how to do it on my own here. The knowledge gained in the Marine Corps and the knowledge gained here are very different, and one is held higher than the other on a resume. UNC's held higher, and that's frustrating at first. You have to realize when you come from the military, whatever branch it is, that you did that for you. No matter what you did, you have to have a degree.
You don't want to wear it? I'll put it down. You don't have to wear it. Put it up there? Okay. Do you want to wear glass slippers? Yeah. Okay. You gonna be a cheerleader?
It's really difficult to be a full-time student and a full-time mom. Just being a parent, you have a lot of guilt. It just comes with the whole thing. It's like, you know, I can't do this for her. I can't give her this. I want to spend every second of the day with London, and there's just times where I'm trying to do my homework and she'll keep coming up to me and I'll be like, go play in your room, and she's like, but I want to play with you, Mommy. And she, you know, she'll take my hand and like walk with me, and it's just some days you have to realize that, you know, school's important, and I want her to know that education's important, but sometimes I just have to set it aside and say, look, you know what, if I get a B- because I didn't spend, you know, 4 hours on this and I only spent 2, but I got to play with London and make her happy and tuck her in and give her kisses, like, it's worth it. I think that everything I've lived through has helped me to get where I am. I wasn't ready to start college at 18 years old. I wasn't ready to settle down and figure out what I wanted to be. And when I went back to school, it was for me, but a big part of it was for London. I wanted her to have a good, strong female role model. A woman doesn't have to sit in a house and you know, just make dinner for her husband and clean. There are other things women can do to make a difference in our world.
Being at Carolina is like the greatest achievement of my life.
I'm giving it the best that I can, and that's where my struggle is. I'm struggling with being a good parent. I'm struggling with getting my coursework done. I just sometimes feel like I want to give up, I want to quit, I want to go bartend and wait tables because I know I can make money that way. But I just keep saying, like, that's a temporary solution, that's not permanent. I'm doing this to help my daughter, I'm doing this to give us a better life. I look at her face and I get so happy, like, no matter what's going on. I guess it's just great to be London's mom and know that I'm doing something to make our lives really good someday.
You come from a completely different continent and you get here and you're just like overwhelmed with how different it is. You can't help but start to lose your culture a little bit because you're in this completely different world and you have to try to fit in, but then there's a possibility of losing who you are, your culture and everything. So I try to keep my culture in me, but it's definitely hard being here. I'm a part of this African organization where we try to help out African calamity in Africa and everything, but still I'm not as involved as I want to be, so hopefully I'll get there. I'm majoring in global studies and my concentration is Africa. They have a very good global studies program here, so hopefully when I get my degree, at least when they see that I went to UNC-Chapel Hill, it'll help me out in the long run. So many people have so much potential but don't have the opportunity that I have, so I'm definitely grateful to be here, especially at Carolina. It's such a good school. I'm excited for my future. I love UNC and I love being from Gambia, and putting those two together is just exceptional.
Expect the unexpected.
To feel like a freshman again.
Be on a tight schedule to graduate.
Get your credits reevaluated.
Ask for help when you need it.
Stay healthy.
Do work.
Work hard. Buckle down.
Work harder than ever.
Do an insane amount of homework and reading. Be challenged.
Network. Be optimistic.
Enjoy yourself.
Starting over.
Being the new guy.
Feeling like you're a freshman again.
Not having a niche.
Finding your way around.
Finding a sense of community.
Meeting new people. Being away from my friends.
Parking.
Higher expectations.
Homework.
Getting lost around campus.
The limited accessibility to classes.
Having a fresh start.
Having past college experience.
It's cheaper.
We've already experienced college life and we're dedicated to what we're doing.
Meeting so many unique individuals.
Making great friends.
The vibe you feel when you're on campus.
Being a Tar Heel.
Living my dream.
Maybe having a specific counselor for transfer students, so they knew the ins and outs of everything that a transfer student could ask about.
I know that the resources are available and we should make ourselves available to those resources by going to them, but then again, we're new. So it's like we still need guidance just like everybody else that came their first year needed guidance.
I think UNC really realizes that it needs to spend more time and resources with transfer students, and I think we're, as an institution, really beginning to make significant strides in that area.